So evaluating a 10-month-old, a lot of the evaluation just can become with simple play. First of all, she's just not only has a toy, but she's checking all three of you out. At the same time, I'm underneath her right pelvis, checking her rotation. When I do this, coming under the pelvis, see how the head wants to correct? So she's not tipping over like a tree. So if I do this under the left pelvis, and also what's really critical with Arlie, notice the ankles too. See, the ankles mimic my movement that I'm doing here. And that's perfect of coming over your system. Any kid that's globally delayed, I'm telling you, does not have that quality. It is that simple of looking for, usually you'll see that the toes get contracted or the lower leg is quite tight, because what they're doing is they're stabilizing the balance here through the foot instead of stabilizing it through the bum. Because what I believe is all pelvises are gyro. She's a perfect example. See how I can do this and do this? She could care less. See how, just like in an airplane, it goes, because she's got a perfect gyro. You don't see the startle, the feet are still independent. I can go like this, float the baby. I can bring her back down here. Let's see if she'll let me. Whee! Hello. And she'll come back up. You know, it doesn't faze her. It's probably something she likes to play with, actually. But now, too, what also she's doing here quite nicely, more so with the right foot, and we are going to have a kicking foot, and this is where it starts, and we have a standing foot. So if you notice as she plays, her right leg is independent from the pelvis and can come up and down. Left leg is a bit more stable. But notice, she's not going, oh, I have a car, it has 4 wheels, and she's trying to place it like this on the ground. This is purposeful play. Her, it's a box, it's color, it makes noise. You know what I mean? It's a plaything. There's no, however, what she's doing quite nicely is going in between, and she can play with 2 toys at once.
She's a box stopper.
But she's going for the noise, she's going for the sound, the sparkly cause and effect. But also where she's good too, is if I put it over here, she's not going into like, oh my God, you just took my toy away. Because she's going in and out of toys appropriately. Now don't get me wrong, if she's tired, if she's, you know, there's going to be times where people go, oh my God, what's wrong with my kid? I'm talking about overall consistency. Now where she just did there too, see how she just rolled over nicely right onto the knees? And if I pull her back up, she goes right back. Right back over, but see that rotation? She's not placing knee, back. She's going onto all 4s, all simultaneously. Like a cat. If you have a cat upside down, you go to drop them, they just roll over, or like she's doing here, no problem. Now before she starts dumping all this is where I want to show, like, burn your bum clothes. Okay, so there's been conversations of use these suckers or not. Now, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to get her in there. I'm going to have to probably bribe her. Whee! After we've just done all this,
Her little chunky thighs.
So see how her movements have all just changed. Okay? See how the back gets really rigid?
Yeah.
See how it's very difficult? Like here, let's see if I do this to her. Mine. See how the lack of extension she has? She cannot go up like where she can't do this reach. So if I do this again, look. See how it's much harder for her to look up. She shortens the neck and brings the head back. Now she's still talking and stuff. But also though, if I did something like this now, put everything over here in the box, and to make it really, look at what she has to do now to quote, play and interact. So now she's stuck getting the first thing she grabs. I can't even work with her. This thing just covers this baby. But this is her range of motion. So right now too, she has no idea. She can't get to me if she wanted to. So I can show you that. Now don't get me wrong. If you're suddenly going to make dinner and stuff and you need to protect your child, that's what these things are for. Now she's working really hard for this, but if your child's not difficult, let me tell you, you're not going to get around like that. With all of this balance, everything we were just working on through the feet coming over the system is not being developed. Now she's going back to see how much emphasis goes just on the feet. She wasn't doing anything. So see what happens though is with something like this, it's difficult for her to cross midline. So she sees she's right-handed versus right and left-handed. That left hand is just being left. If I go over here, see how she, and she's determined she got the midline there.
Really strong. Good use of feet are like. She's stubborn. That's what she is.
But look at how she's now using stabilizing the feet just to do this. And her puppy pants aren't as much. Okay, so let's see if we can see the difference.
Her facial expressions went away considerably in it too.
But see the difference of her interaction?
She won't put you back in it.
Whoops. She will because now she. So can you see the difference with or without? But the thing is to remember is that's the one point where she's going to try and go over her feet and she's in there. How many times she's going to say, okay, I'm going with it. You know what I mean? And she'll find a different way of doing it. And that's what special needs is. They're working very hard, but they're finding different ways to doing something. And then you have everyone and their mother telling you what they're not doing right, and you're going, duh, but how do I help my kid? So now, going back to coming up over her system. So I'm going to give her a difference, like if she was in the chair, so she was more up on this kind of height. But see, with me, she can work on, see how I use my knee, and I'm moving my knee, and how she can transfer from foot to foot. And notice a difference. She has a lot of toys, but she's not ADD. See how much time she's trying to figure out this sucker. What's it going to do for me? Does it go round and round? Does it make noise? Is it entertaining enough? I tried biting on one part, I didn't like it. Let me try over here. But like, the way she's playing, it's like she's having a conversation with someone. Now she's checking you guys out. But this is where I think is really crucial. The way her eyes can go in and out very easily. Do you see the difference versus with the kids where I was talking about that hyper focusing, that intent to see versus I'm just using my eyes. Ooh, did you find you? Huh? Beep beep.
I don't know why she never does it here. All day at home, she nods her head
Oh.
about everything.
See how I can go bring her nicely to her knees? And then just pull her back and back to her seat. And then nicely over to her knees. Oh, crash. And then back to her seat. Back over to her, okay, she chose her hands. But still her knee is down. And then I can just bring her back to her seat. This is actually a more sophisticated version of rolling. True rolling is being able to roll and stop at any given moment. You should be able to do any movement and stop halfway between if you haven't committed, but a fall is a fall. So to work with a child, obviously you don't want to hurt them with the beads and whatever, and just again, I'm scooping underneath her pelvis. Now if I scoop from the right, she automatically presents her knee to the left. But I can come up and over, bring her to her knee, and bring her back down again. If I decided to change hands, now this is also where she's different. She's checking out the baby, or whatever. Again, when I'm saying she's checking out the baby, she still doesn't know that's a baby. She just knows it moves and it's exciting. That's still formulating in a 10-month-old girl. Now, the more and more you say baby, she'll say baby or ball, but ball, mom, and dad are probably the first ones that she realizes that her words mean that object.
Took a lot of work to get mom and dad to mean anything.
But she still couldn't define it.
No.
So
She knows if I say that, somebody comes.
So I don't get, at 2 years old that a child's supposed to know what love is, share. I still say, I don't come up to you and say, wow, that's a great shirt, can I borrow it for a week? We don't share as human beings, but we want our 2-year-olds to do it.
I made my husband read an anti-sharing article. It's like, you don't expect adults to do what we expect kids to do.
Yeah.
Forced sharing is not sharing anyway.
She had the toy, she had the toy. What? Hi, Pree. How are you? Yeah. So again, I can bring her over. And if I wanted to at this spot, because her foot's underneath, transfer her weight and then bring her up. I did it.
You did. You did.
But I can tilt. I know. But I can bring her forward. Let's see if she'll do it. Bring her forward. Forward. Come on.
What, to her knees?
I want her hands to go down, but she's watching the baby too much.
Well, her hands start to reach out.
It's
She's like, stop doing that to me. Arlie. Hi.
there you go.
There you go, I broke her concentration.
But now I can just bring her back up. Except she's standing on the bead, sorry. What? Are you a frog? Oh, is that hard? Yeah, because you're used to standing up with an object there. Oh, good job, Marie.
Oh, doing good. Good.
There.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah, that's it.
Good job! You happy with yourself? Look at you.
Yeah? Does that feel good? Okay. Is it okay if I put you down now?
You can play or eat things.
So what she's doing here is what we just did with this whole lesson. Since she can come over her system, even though this toy is actually quite heavy, she not only has it over her body, yeah, well I didn't say bring it into your face, but how she just can come over her system and stuff.
Yeah. And just, to me, amazing. She can use her force to manipulate and just...
But that's the force of gravity. When the block fell, gravity won. But when she knows how to play with gravity, she can play with other objects in gravity versus it being, what the heck is that? What do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
So you see kids more spinning and stuff versus manipulating.